What is an information source? A person, document or database that provides information. Which of the following is a key characteristic of a good information source? That is relevancy. One of the essential features of an information source is accessibility. Information source must be evaluated for the accuracy and authority. Primary, secondary and tertiary refer to levels of information sources. Which of the following is a primary information source? Journal article reporting original research. Which of the following is considered a secondary source? Review article. A tertiary source includes index and abstracts. An autobiography is considered a primary source. A directory is an example of tertiary source. A newspaper reporting an event on the same day is a primary source. An abstracting journal is categorized as the second tertiary source. A bibliographic database is a tertiary source. Which of the following is a print format of information? That is research article in the journal. Which of these is a non-print source? Audiobook. CD-ROMs and DVDs are considered as a electronic formats. Which is a digital format of information? That is e-journals. A database accessible over the internet is web-based sources. Which format is most used in modern library system? That is digital and electronic. Oral traditions and interviews are example of non-documentary sources. A research data set collected by a scholar is a primary source. An index to scientific journal is a tertiary source. Which of these is not a documentary source? That is lecture. Which of these is an example of a grey literature source? Conference proceeding. A government census report is a primary source. Patents are categorized under primary source. A monograph is a detailed written study on a single subject. Which source type is used for current awareness? That is newspaper. Which source is most helpful in finding synonyms? That is thesaurus. Which of the following is used for a factual ready reference information? That is dictionary. What type of source is a yearbook? Reference and factual source. Gadget provides information on geographical data. A biographical dictionary contains information about individuals' lives and achievements. Microfilm includes microfilm and microfiche. Which one is an example of a formal information source? That is journal article. An informal source of information includes conversation, phone calls and interviews. Which format is best suited for archiving large documents compactly? Microfilm. The term grey literature refers to literature not commercially published, which is not a characteristic of electronic information sources, that is physical storage. A web portal hosting academic journal is an example of secondary digital source. Which is faster in providing current information? A newspaper or a book? That is newspaper. A journal differs from a magazine because it is scholarly and peer reviewed. Which source would best help in writing a thesis literature review? That is secondary source. Which one is best for historical in-depth study? That is monograph. Which is more suitable for finding statistical facts? Almanac. The reliability of an information source depends on authoritativeness and credibility. A reference source provides quick and specific factual information. Authority of a source is judged by qualification of the author or publisher. A good information source should be accurate, up-to-date and relevant. Which is the most common type of information source in libraries? That is documentary source.